I love crafting, and I decided that since I'm going to be chilling at home by myself on New Year's Eve, popping a bottle of champagne when the clock strikes midnight, that I wanted to have a champagne flute that would help me bring in the new year, as well as, make a testament or claim of everything that I want for 2026. So, in order to do that, I decided that I am going to etch a champagne flute and with, the words that I want to embrace for 2026. So I went to the dollar store today and I purchased a champagne flute. And I'm going to walk through etching this champagne flute with the words that I want to embrace for 2026. And let's see how it turns out. The first thing you want to do when you purchase anything from the dollar store, or actually anywhere, especially if it's glassware, is you want to clean it. So I have washed it with warm soap and water. And then you're going to get some rubbing alcohol and you're going to clean it off, because some glassware actually has a coating or a film on it that vinyl and etching cream won't really get through. So what you want to do is get some rubbing alcohol and a cloth and just very gently clean the outside of the glass. And of course, for this job, you're also going to need your etching cream. And I got this etching cream, it's called Armor Etch, at Michael's. I've had it for a little while. Actually, I haven't even opened it, so let's make sure it's still good. Yep, it's still good. It's very thick. So you want etching cream, got it at Michael's, and you want a paintbrush. And I'm going to be dabbing the etching cream onto the glass. I also have this, which is this awesome tool that I got on Amazon, I believe, that holds the glass or your tumbler in place so that you can, work on it without it rolling all over the place. So these are all of the things I'm going to use: etching cream, paintbrush, little tool that holds the glass, and of course, my champagne flute. And of course, you're probably thinking, well, how are you going to actually get the words onto the glass? Super easy. That's where your Cricut comes in. So I'm going to be using removable vinyl. That's very important. It has to be the removable one, because I'm going to use this as a stencil. And so the Cricut is going to cut the words onto this vinyl. I'm going to take it off and then put the vinyl on the glass, put the etching cream on the vinyl, let it sit, and then peel it off. And that's how you get words or phrases or pictures etched onto something. So now let's go to Cricut Design Space. I've already chosen the words that I want. And basically what I've done is I opened a blank canvas. I went to text and I chose Apple Chancery, which is the font that I'm using. I've also determined how large I want my lettering. So I don't want it too big because it does have to go on the glass and it's going to probably wrap around. And so the words that I've chosen, my affirmations for 2026, are prosperity, blessings, abundance, and health. And I want this to be, for my operation up here, a basic cut, because I'm not doing writing or scoring or anything like that. It's just a basic cut. The color of the font doesn't matter because it's just going to simply cut out on the vinyl, and I will be weeding this. So now I'm going to go to make. I do want to save my project. Let's call it glass. All right, so there it is. This is what it's going to look like on the mat when it's time to cut. So I do want to cut on the mat. Here you, and it's those 4 words. I'm going to press continue, continue. And Cricut Design Space wants to know, what are we printing on? So what are we printing on? We are printing on vinyl. And I like to make the pressure just a little bit more. We don't have to load any special tools or anything like that. And so now we go to load the mat. Okay, so now I've put the vinyl on my mat. I'm using a green standard grip mat, and I've used my brayer to make sure that the vinyl is down and there aren't too many bubbles on there. And now I'm going to load the mat into my Cricut. You gotta make sure, of course, that it's in the guides. I'm going to push my start button, and then I'm going to push the C because I'm ready to print. All right, so the words are cut out. You probably can't see them very well, but they are here. And this is the fun part for me. It's called weeding. And this is where I get to remove all of this extra vinyl so that the words are clear, and I get to cut out these words and place them on the glass. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'll be honest with you. This weeding was actually a little more intense than I thought it was going to be, but this is the end result. So remember, you're making a stencil, which means that you have to take the letters out from inside, because that's what's going to get etched on the glass. And now we are going to take our etching cream, all 4 stencils. All right, it's time. So now let's wash off the etching cream and hope that it worked. Okay, so I have taken off the stencils, and here is the final product. So I left the etching cream on for 7 minutes, even though the etching cream instructions said only leave it on for 1 to 3 minutes. I left it on for longer because this etching cream is kind of old, and I wasn't sure, how strong it still was. And then I left the stencil on it and washed off the etching cream. Then I removed the stencil and washed the glass. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, there's blessings, there's abundance, there's health, there's prosperity. And this is my champagne flute to ring in 2026.